Hi guys, my name is Alexis, and as we all know, a complex sentence contains a independent clause and a dependent clause, or a number of the two. There's no set number on how many of each clause is needed to be in a complex sentence. So in whatever order that these clauses are placed depend on the type of clause that is included and what the writer is trying to convey to his or her audience. Without even being aware, we naturally inherit complexity within our languages and our sentences that we speak and write every single day. Without even being aware, we include a variety of different types of clauses when we speak, even though we don't verbally announce the punctuation. We are including these clauses that make up complex sentence structure. In general, complex sentences allow us to describe things in bigger chunks of words. So Janice Lasseter, a professor of English, argues that when an independent clause is subordinated by a dependent clause, it is putting parallel structure in care. Also, Kathy Powers, a certified secondary school teacher, says that complex sentences force readers to focus on a specific part of the sentence, while both of them argue that complex sentences create depth within writing. So in my own research, I have put together a body of words from 3 stories by Nathaniel Hawthorne to create what is called a corpus analysis. I've collected 20 sentences from each, creating one large body of research. The stories include The Birthmark, Rappaccini's Daughter, and The Young Goodman Brown. Nathaniel Hawthorne specifically was an early short story writer. He's known for his adventurous and complex writing style. He uses a variety of sentence structures, but he uses complex sentence structure largely within his writing. So out of the 3 texts that I analyzed, 2 of the 3 stories have a large frequency of complex sentence structure. Out of the 20 sentences from The Birthmark, you'll see here it remains just under half of the sentences that I analyzed include complex sentence structure. Granted, this story is a bit shorter than the other 2. The remaining 2 contained over half of them to be complex sentences. With this being said, linguist David Staux argues that Hawthorne's style attenuates plot, ironically, through agentless clauses to distribute his claims more widely, meaning that without this complexity, the stories would be tedious to readers. They would not successfully convey the issues, messages, or themes thoroughly or detailed enough for the readers to understand. So first, I'll show you, this is from The Birthmark. You'll notice that the independent clause is before the dependent clause, and the dependent clause is rather lengthy than most that you will see. Here you see an aspect of emphasizing. So in the dependent clause, who had experienced a spiritual reaction more striking than any chemical, it is contributing to the skillful scientist who is described in the independent clause. This specific dependent clause is identified as a noun clause and is contributing to the character of the story. Without this statement, or without this dependent clause, the statement is too general. This adds detail and provides a hook for the reader. So with this dependent clause, readers want to know more of what is happening next in the story. Next, you'll see that the dependent clause is located in the beginning of the sentence, beginning with a subordinating conjunction, and it is presenting a condition of the character. But when she turned pale. So this is the state of the birthmark. Without this dependent clause, the birthmark would be misunderstood by the readers. Also, this adverbial clause cannot stand alone, all while making sense. Similarly, subordinating conjunctions continue in The Young Goodman Brown. So here you will see that the dependent clauses are located in the middle and in the end of the sentence, as the wife was aptly named. So this is contributing and letting readers know who Faith is, because in the story, the message is about God and a man's faith and losing his faith. So this is creating symbolism and symbolic messages for the reader. It is also adding description to the character, and then following it says, while she called to Goodman Brown. So it is conveying the message of the man losing his faith within the text, all while describing the character herself. Hawthorne uses the adverb clause to present a state of contrast. He is contributing to the message of the story. Next, you will see three important subordinating conjunctions. So you have so, and until. So they parted, and the young Goodman Brown pursued his way, until being about to turn the corner by the meeting house. So this is a rather large sentence. It creates a tone for the readers, setting readers up for the revealed message that comes in the end, which is the independent clause. Not only is he portraying great detail, but he is also conveying a more meaningful message for the readers. Hawthorne continues this long sentence length in Rappaccini's Daughter. However, he uses noun clauses in terms of emphasis. So he's primarily describing one specific object, but he's using these noun clauses to emphasize the importance of the independent clause, the object of the shrub. So he uses three dependent clauses to contribute the importance of the shrub in the independent clause. Readers are forced to focus on the dependent clauses that bore a profusion of purple blossoms, following with each of which had the luster and richness of a gem. And then leading readers back to the primary object, he's saying that it seemed enough to illuminate the garden. So here he is emphasizing the importance and the effects of the object within his story. All of which could be separated. They could all be their own sentence in a way, but it would have a different effect on readers. Readers would just read a sentence and move on to the next. Here they are forced to focus on this punctuation that is used in these clauses that are used within the sentence. They get to observe great detail, and they also get a hint of early clues and importance within the text. So that leads me to voice in literature. Verbally speaking definitely differs from literature and writing, but it is both intriguing and educating to understand and to acknowledge what we're using while we're verbally speaking. Grammatical complexity, we use it every single day, and we expand our knowledge when we are present and we know what we are giving to people when we speak and write. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.